Yeah, all right, mate. Let's have a look here. Sol and ETH. What would be the buy area? Well, first I'm going to take you to Bitcoin. Now, I've said this in a group many times that this is kind of what I think is happening. Who knows if it'll be right or not? But that's the old analysis from the crash, from that giant volume we got. I was saying that there should be an altcoin crash coming, and we did get it actually. Well, I mean, a lot of altcoins are down 50% or whatever. Bitcoin is bouncing a little bit, but I think when I see a 9-week candle like this, I think we can come down below it at some point, right? So on a new 9-week, which is in 6 days time, I think Bitcoin can eventually come down there. This large volume right here and the bounce has been very nice, 1.9%. So basically what I was saying there, when Bitcoin gets down there, that should be the area for buying, well, Sol and ETH in theory. Let's look at the 3 month. The truth is, I kind of like Sol here. It doesn't look like a top to me or anything. So the dip into this green candle in theory probably, should get bought up again and should continue higher. The market overall probably needs a new 6-month candle, which is a new 3-month candle. Now, it's hard to say that already, but let's see what a new month does. This is obviously a very bearish month. There's 1 day left. Something like this is very possible. See here, when you just kind of chop about for a couple of months before running again, because there's 2 months left. This is a monthly chart. There's 2 months left in the monthly, and there's 2 months left in the 6 month and the 3 month, and it wouldn't surprise me to chop about like this for 2 months before a new 6 month, and then we start rolling to the upside again. That wouldn't surprise me at all. So are we gonna do this for 2 months before doing that? It's very possible. On a new month, I do like Sol a little bit lower down into this wick here. It's only 2 days away, right? Honestly, I would be watching down here for a buy, because even see this, I know this was a larger wick here, but the dips down into the wick held and it gave us a decent bounce up. It was actually the low, and most people probably thought that was going to go lower. Look at the yellow 9 EMA held and supported the price. This yellow 9 EMA, EMAs are a lagging indicator. Unless you can understand the structure and the patterns, then you can kind of foretell the future with them, but they're technically a lagging indicator. So if this consolidates here for 1 or 2 months, this yellow 9 EMA will be acting as support, similar to what it did here. It just doesn't show it on the chart yet. So I would be watching dips into this wick on a new month, kind of like here as well. If you get a stop hunt, of course, if we stop hunt the lows of this candle, I think it's fantastic. It's definitely worth a buy, but I would be watching into the wick. Again, ETH coming into a new month. I would say ETH is probably going to be a bit more bullish next month. Next month is the ETF month. There should be some buying pressure coming into that. I think the date might be the 23rd of May or something like that. Don't quote me on the date though. But kind of into the second half of the month. It is red in the quarter here, so not ideal coming into the ETF. And just looking here. Like there is a possibility that the low is in. Okay, do you remember what we just looked at there now? If I just do this and kind of make it a bit smaller there, remember here, look at this, see here, and look what ETH is doing here. It's very possible we do something like that, just consolidate, and what it is suggesting though, dips down into the lower wick or pierces below it. I would love to see, because Bitcoin to me looks like it's going to stop on the lows. It may not though, but it looks to me at this point it still has a good possibility of stop on the lows. if we pierce below this red candle, it's probably going to be a very good buying opportunity. But you can see this candle, it never pierced below it, but it was slightly different in the fact that this red candle came right back down to the lows here. We don't have that luxury here. There's still a large open bar to get filled here. So if this stop hunts or pierces down here below, I think it's very possible to form some sort of pattern like this before later on a new 6 month running to the upside. So we could form 2 more monthly candles, and then a new 3 month and a new 6 month. The market opens up strong and runs to the upside. That's kind of what I've got penciled in at the moment, something like that. But you can see, you know, the worst of it was already over when we got this. This was a large volume though. Notice the large volume. We don't really have that here, not on ETH anyway. You know, it is still green here. Some alerts going off there, but it is still green here. You know, there's no major damage done or anything. How many green candles can we get in a row? How many six month green candles can we get? So, you know, it's hard for this. It's hard to see this flipping green, right? So I like pierces down here if we can get it. The truth is, we may not get that, and I would be watching also, same as Sol. I would be watching into this monthly wick down here. That could be where the market will bottom out. If we are very strong, the dip into this wick, let's remove this. The dip into the wick will be where the market bottoms out if we're extremely strong. If there's that added bit of weakness, we could pierce below this wick here. Those 2 levels is where I would be watching. I mean, a little bit like here, I suppose. Now when I look at it, no, you can see it put in the first wick, first pivot, but it holds up. We come down and fill it, and we actually came down and filled it again. But the first pivot was critical, and then we filled the wick, and then we went higher again. Probably expecting something similar. It's just that the ETF is happening. Can we actually form a bullish? Because they've reported now that they're not, you know, it's not going to get approved or whatever. But you know, BlackRock have only ever failed once at getting an ETF approved. So, you know, what if it's going to catch everybody off guard this time? Because the SEC last time let it slip and talked to everybody and talked to regulators and everybody else, and everybody knew it was going to get approved. This time I think the SEC is more tight-lipped. Maybe they're keeping it quiet. And what if they come out and just pass it or whatever, approve it? So dips down into this wick probably are well worth watching. Because as we bounce back up, and what if it gets approved? If it gets approved, we're going to form a bullish engulfing monthly candle like this. And if we do form a bullish monthly engulfing candle like that, well, we're going way higher, a lot higher. So it's definitely an interesting month ahead.